engage in a day to go down and watch the process of what goes on in the State House, or even just read, because their votes are public knowledge. How many of us actually pick up the paper or read the information to see how she voted on the situation? See, we'll go out there and vote at the election day and then think our job is done. Our job is not done just at the election table. Same thing with our current president. I'll give you a perfect example right here in the state of New Jersey, in my personal opinion. Everybody was upset with John Corzine because he entered furlough days for state workers. But what people didn't realize, look, we lost 10 days on the books, but he gave us 10 days back, and we still had jobs. Christie, on the other hand, told people prior to coming into office that he was going to be laying off from 3,000 to 8,000 state employees. Not private sector employees, state employees. People were so upset with Corzine that they chose not to vote. And every time you don't vote, you added 2 votes to the person that's running. And that's how he crept in the back door. And he won. And guess what? Then he started laying people off. I work for the state. So when these people started getting laid off, then now everybody want to cry, oh man, I should have never voted for him. Well, I should have voted for Corzine. It's too late now. Yeah. People need to get the issues ahead of time and vote intelligently. And then once you vote, then you got to do your due process of following up behind it. But follow what if this person said that they're going to do this, then hold them accountable to that.
Yeah, and that's what
nails it. We don't follow up.
And the whole idea of the different occupiers and what people are now engaging is the same thing with, as for me, as a part of the Tea Party.
Well, we've already had our conversation about that. I don't even agree with that.
Well, it's cool that we can agree to disagree, but it's all about where people are tired of the corrupt governments, they're tired of the corrupt politicians, they're tired of the corrupt bankers. I mean, there's things that are going on, in our community, and one of the things is that we can't all deal on other issues, but we can definitely deal with certain issues that are affecting our community right here in the city of Trenton. And I guess, Occupy the Hood, New Jersey, that we're all working towards, how do we fix the problems, with jobs, education, crime, violence, because all the different Occupy the Hoods all over the country are in their areas focusing on. Now, but one of the things that the Occupy the Hood we're a part of is that in the cities, what are affecting major poor people, people of color in the inner cities? All the same things: corruption, education, jobs, prisons, incarceration, these are the things that are focused on what's going on in Philadelphia, what's going on in Pittsburgh, what's going on in all major black areas in
New York City.
Yeah. I mean, so there is one of the things that we do have, the different groups as Assembly and other ones have in common is those issues, and for too long we allowed it to happen. And the idea is, we have to get people educated, and conferences, seminars, lectures, and that's how it's been a problem in Trenton. We haven't had that. When last time we have had a conference on inner city issues? When last time we had a conference on jobs, on economics in the inner city? We haven't. If these are our leaders and we're voting for them, and we're giving them the position, but whether from council, mayor, state assembly, state senate, or whatever, or where are these things? Why aren't these things happening in our community? Once again, it's all about, and I think in the whole process, Anwar can talk about it too. It's the dumbing down of our people. They, stay on Facebook, talk about silly stuff, watching television.
Well, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say it. I think I have to reiterate my statement, and that is that we are the problem to this. The solution to this problem is that we have to be more engaged. We too many times we want to vote for somebody that we think is qualified, but yet we don't follow up behind what that person is doing.
Or we don't vet them out. We don't vet them out. What really do you know? See, that's the thing.
Yeah, but again, we don't do the follow-up. If you vote for this person, if you don't read how they voted, then it's going to be hard for you to say, well, I can't not vote again for this person, because you're making an unintelligent
You're not
decision.
really looking at his background, like the kind of person he is.
Yeah, and that's the thing. We
need to be more involved. You can't just vote on election day, which I'm not discouraging anybody not to vote. I'm encouraging you to vote. But I want you to go beyond the vote process. I want you to understand that you need to go to, if you need to take a day off and sit into a assembly hearing and get permission to sit there, you need to do that. You need to see that process. If you can't take a day off and watch it, then you need to read the process. It's online.
Yeah, but one of the
And the other thing is that not only on the state level, but on the local level, we need to understand what is the agenda of the Board of Education. Why isn't phonics brought back to the school? Right now, the educational system is teaching our children how to read on sight reading. That's ignorant. That means you teaching a child, this word is job. So now whenever they see job, when they see that word J-O-B-S, that means job. Whereas phonics teach you how to break words down. Phonics. Jobs. Now, no, if you've never seen the word before, because you learned phonics, you can actually read it, as opposed to sight reading. I personally am totally against sight reading. That's ignorant.